Hey guys, what's up? So, welcome back to another episode, and I'm so happy that you're here today because, we're here. Alright, so for today's episode, I just want to kind of ramble a bit, I guess. I just want to say that, I am so done with situationships. Okay, I think everybody at this point is so done, or at least if you're over 25. Yeah, because I know I am. Okay. I'm just too old for this kind of man. Like, I'm 27, so I'm basically pushing 30. I just personally find it a bit weird that, we have these people who are my age or maybe older and they're all like, oh, I don't want anything serious. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Who am I to judge? So, but I just want to ask, like, how did we as a population arrive at this point where with these situationships, no label, whatever, really? Like, men used to go to war. Men used to, go lengths to yearn. Because for me, honestly, it's either you're all in or get out of here. Okay? Like, if you have zero intentions of anything with me, please don't talk to me. No. With this episode entitled "The World is Bigger Than Your Failed Situationship." Alright, so I just kind of want to talk about this because sometimes we see ourselves getting so affected with failed situationships. It's the 4-month situationship that hurts you more than a long-term one. Isn't that weird? Let me share a story. So, somewhere last year, like 2024, I sort of... See, I don't even know what to call it at this point because I didn't even know if that was serious or not. But anyway, I dated this person for 4 months. Oh my god. So, in those 4 months, the moment things started to get serious, he copped out. Yeah, he started giving excuses like, oh, I need to fix myself. I need to focus on myself. No, it's a cop out. And after that, like, okay, it was done. We were no longer talking. We went to no contact until now. Although sometimes I see him creeping on my Instagram story, which is so weird. Anyway, I found myself grieving harder over a 4-month situationship as compared to ending a long-term relationship in the past. And that was because I was so obsessed with potential. Okay, I was so obsessed with the what could have beens. But the thing is, all of those what ifs, what could have been, will just stay as they are. What ifs. Because if this person were really, genuine, those what ifs could have been reality. But hey, he's not. No. At first, I could not admit to myself that none of that was real. Because, I thought it was getting serious. I was in this delusional state of mind. I think we all go through that at some point. It felt so real, but it wasn't. It felt like as if it was a relationship limbo. Like, you guys were not official, but you guys do things that are supposed to be done by people who are official. That sort of thing. You're in the in-between. Alright? So that kind of made me think like, oh, there's potential in this because we're already acting like we're serious, but we're not. No, don't fall for that scam. I have so much energy today. After that, of course, so obsessed with potential. Sometimes you just have to look at the bigger picture. Like, okay, a situationship, whatever ship ended. You just have to remind yourself like, oh, the world is bigger outside of that situationship that just failed. Personally, I think all situationships are bound to fail because you're not defining anything. Hey, that's just me. So that's just really my constant reminder to myself, like, okay, the world out there is much bigger. Like, the world out there was bigger than that 4-month situationship. The world beyond that guy who copped out is way better. At this point, you just have to recognize that you gave it all that you could. You know you were genuine. You know you gave it your best. And it's not your fault that the other person could not see that. It's not your fault that the other person failed to appreciate this genuine effort that you have been putting out. And at the end of the day, I know like we all hear this a lot because the number of times I've heard this, oh my god, is criminal. But hey, I'm just gonna keep saying it because it is true, okay? So at the end of the day, you still have yourself and all of your, uniqueness. Because, hey, you're still you. You gave it your all. You gave it your genuine all. And the fact that you get to walk away knowing that, and it just gives you integrity as a person, that you were genuine as a person. You never lied, you never pretended, you were not performative. So hey, I'll gladly walk away with that. And sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. You kind of just have to charge all of this to experience, and you don't walk away with a loss. You never do. Even if that relationship did not become official, you still get to walk away with more knowledge. Like, okay, I know what to look for. I know what not to look for. It's not always gonna be a losing game. Wrapping your head around the fact that some people in your life are just gonna be passing by. Yeah, some people in your life are just gonna be passing by, and that's always for a reason. Maybe it's to teach you something or make you realize something. And in my case, it was, to just tell me what I wanted and what I did not want. Because at the time, I did not know what I wanted, okay? I was 26, okay? Everybody says this. But, hey, I just kept holding on to this idea, and it actually worked way better for me. You are yet to find bigger and better, because the universe does not want you to fail. God does not want you to fail. The universe, God, whoever, whatever, they always want the best for you. So even if sometimes we think something is the best for us and it gets taken away, it just means that we're not aiming high enough. We're just settling for what we can get. So it just means there's something bigger and better out there. I know we've been talking about looking at bigger and better things, but I just want to insert over here that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel sad, to cry about it, whatever. Because at the end of the day, your emotions, your feelings, how you feel about it is valid. And you got hurt. We cannot deny that. I got hurt. So I gave myself time to really feel that, okay, I feel bad about this. I feel sad about this. I acknowledge my feelings. And alongside that, I was hoping, or I stayed hopeful that things are eventually going to get better. And it did. Because if that situationship in 2024 did not end, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't have the friends I have right now. It's such a butterfly effect. Like, I could not imagine my life if that situationship or whatever that is continued. So yeah, I'm actually thankful that person left, because hey, my life turned out for the better. Like, honestly, I don't even think I would have this podcast if that situationship, whatever ship, continued. So yeah, I turned all of that into something bigger, something better. Because I did not let that situationship or that guy who copped out, I did not let those things define who I am, or nor decide what my next move will be. As the saying goes, I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. So I decide what I want to do next. If I want to do better things, then I get to do it. So to wrap all this up, I guess this is really your sign that, I know maybe you're grieving a situationship, relationship, whatever ship that ended. I just want to be this one piece of message that you maybe needed to hear. That, I know it's tough. It really is. But I just want to reaffirm you that it'll only get better from here. That situationship or whatever ship, that's just something you laugh about this time next year. Because that's how I feel about that situationship from last year. I just kind of laugh about it, like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Or oh my god, it only gets better from here. Just trust the process, keep yourself busy, and pour all that energy out into something you're passionate about. And you never know what good things you're capable of. So I hope you give it a shot. Anyway, that is it for this episode. So I just want to give a huge shout out to my friends who have been so nice and have been giving me good feedback about this podcast, because this is now on Spotify as well, not just on YouTube. So, oh my gosh, I can finally say that I'm a podcaster now. I know I've mentioned this in the previous episodes, but I'm just really grateful that I get to do this. Yeah, I've also been getting very good feedback from strangers from the internet saying that they enjoyed listening to the episodes that we're posting. So I'm just really grateful for all of that, really, and I hope you guys keep listening to more episodes, because I am really doing more episodes, because you guys, like, seeing those comments from friends and even strangers from the internet just really made me feel much more motivated to keep doing this. I'm just really hoping that this is the one piece of message that you needed to hear. I hope you guys continue to support this podcast of mine. And, if you're listening on Spotify, don't be shy to, rate it 5 stars. Or if you're on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like or a comment, really. Just say hi or whatever. Because I read all the comments. So, yeah, that is it for today's episode. So, I hope you guys picked up something or learned something from our talk from today. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.